A warm welcome to everyone for our PCQuest 35 years journey from 1987 to 2022. Today we will be discussing explosion of the PC assemblers in the 1980s. For that, we have a stalwart from that era in the form of Zenith Computers founder, Raj Saraf. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah. So, like getting straight to it, I mean, 35 years is a long time. And, the new computer policy came in 84. So what were the early PCs like when they came to India in the 1980s? How much was a cost a factor and how did the branded PCs fare at that time?
Okay, let me say somewhere in the year 1980, okay, we started making the PCs. Okay, so at that time, possibly it was HCL, Wipro and then started at the same time. Okay, difference of 3-6 months only. And then there you had the Nelco, you had IDM and all. All started in the between 78 onwards. But the PC was born by IBM in 1982 only. So prior to PC, first I'll talk about prior to PC. So prior to PC, it was each one is having his own independent operating system. There is no DOS or anything. But the most common operating system that was CPM operating system, which was most of them was based on a Zilog Z80 or an Intel 8080 processor. So that's how it started. And one company in India, Softtech, they started also doing the operating system for that. But otherwise, each company had to do their own operating system itself. So we were possibly the first company to take a standardized operating system called CPM. Okay. Subsequently, in 1982, the IBM PC came in with MS-DOS from Microsoft, and that took off. So gradually, with the IBM coming into the picture, everyone gradually started shifting to the IBM PC market with the Intel 8080 processor or some other. That was the scene from 80 to 84 kind of thing. Then somewhere in 84, 85, again people started looking into the Unix-based operating system also. Okay, with the Motorola 6800 processor and 68000 processor and all that they started. And especially NIC started to push that in a big way. As far as assembled PC started somewhere, I would say somewhere in the year 1985, 86, when a lot of this component from Taiwan started coming in individually for people to assemble it. Because we had a standardized operating system, the motherboard was available, the chassis was available, monitor was available. So we saw people started assembling in the assembled market this PC. And obviously, they were priced lower because of their duty factor and all. So that's how the boom started for the assembled PCs as such.
You explained about the initial era and then the assembled era. So when did this assembled PCs era really take off? I guess cost bringing down must have been a major factor. And who are the major players? Yeah.
In the year 1990, you can say it actually took off in a big way. Where some of these assembled players, the people started buying from the market, different parts like in Nehru Place or Leamington Road in Bombay or in Chennai, Burma Bazaar and all the Bangalore. I don't know what is the market now there. Okay. Silver Jubilee something or whatever it is.
SP Road,
so,
Bangalore.
SP Road, yeah, SP Road, correct. Okay. So, and that's how it started in a big way everywhere. Hyderabad also. And people started buying the assembled PC compared to a regular PC because there was a difference of about 30% between the price of assembled and non-assembled PC. And that was primarily due to the excise duty and the sales tax at that time. And most important thing, the assembled PC flourished because of the uh, operating system. Because since it was assembled PC, the operating system was not licensed, unlicensed operating system. So that flourished like anything. But still, as far as the bigger companies and all are concerned, they started buying from the regular makers, either multinationals or from the local vendors. In fact, there were at least practically all the big groups in India that time went into the business of computers. Whether it was Birla, whether it was Tata, whether it was Mahindra, everybody went practically. And everybody went out also very soon. Okay. Because possibly they found this business to be very competitive, plus competing with the assembled PC was not a joke. The assembled PC also flourished because one simple reason they could make custom made. Say Bar wanted to buy X size of monitor, he wanted to buy X size of hard disk or X size of memory, X size of processor. So that is what their strength became good. And practically, I would say 30-35% of the industry became the assembled PC in those years, between 90 and 2000, as such. The problem for the assembled PC became when the India signed what you call it, a IT agreement, which was wherein the PC came as duty free. I don't remember the year, but in one particular year, the government allowed that any passenger coming from abroad can bring a laptop duty free. While if you import, you have to pay duties and all that time. That was possibly in the era, and this was initiated by Narayan Murthy, that this should be duty free and all to make the software industry grow. So practically, you'll find that in the laptop area, there was no assembled laptop as such. It was only desktop and all. Gradually, and there was a big price difference between a laptop and a desktop. Gradually, over the years, I think in possibly last 5-6 years, the price difference between a laptop and desktop is gone. In fact, laptop has become cheaper than desktop now. Okay. So, and laptop is being used both even in the offices and all. Earlier, it was only as a personal this thing. But now, since all your data is common, people want only one device. Okay. And that is what the laptop today numbers far exceed the desktop. Now, one of the things, whether the desktop assembled PCs are there today or not there, they are very much there. And why they are very much there is basically for the gaming purpose. Today, as far as the gaming market is concerned, 90% of the gaming market is assembled. Only 5-10% is basically non-assembled. But at the same time, we'll see in laptop, 90% would be branded gaming laptop. So that is what the current status is. And it's not only here, even worldwide, the assembled gaming laptop, gaming desktop will continue because the requirement is very customized.
So that's what, like, one of the questions I asked you, like, till when did the assembled PC era last? So basically it is still relevant in this present day. You can say that the era never ended, it is continuing. Only the usage is different.
The numbers have come down.
Okay.
So for the commercial purpose, people are not using an assembled PC. It's the gaming which is dominating that.
Also, like you mentioned, Nehru Place and SP Road and Lamington Road, are they still that much of a buzz, or has the activity there also reduced? How
No,
would you?
no, they're still very much there.
Okay.
Because they also started selling branded product, components, extra hard disk, memory, this, that, and all. So component wise, they're still selling quite a lot. Extra monitor.
And
Today, one of the requirements which is coming up with the laptop, people need two screens. Instead of one screen, they want two screens. So people want an extra monitor.
And like you have beautifully you have told the whole journey from the 80s to now of how the branded PCs came, assembled PCs came. What was the effect on the industries and on the home PC market? So did it really explode after assembled PCs came, and which were the industries that adopted to the assembled PCs?
See, all the branded Indian PC, all the companies got wiped out. There's not a single company today, branded companies making the PC. The last three companies in this field were HCL, Wipro, and Zenith, who still used to assemble PCs, desktop, and do it. But then also everybody they stopped. Because you can't compete with duty free. While the duty is there on the components, but on the finish there is no duty. So that's how the whole industry has been ruined. Even today, though the current government is trying with the PL1 scheme and all, PLI scheme and all, lately, all of a sudden, in last 2 months, I have been seeing something new, where the HP is saying, look, they are manufacturing in India. Delhi is saying they are manufacturing in India. Now Lenovo is saying also manufacturing. So possibly the ITA agreement, I don't know when it is going to end or it is going to continue. The day the ITA agreement closes and the duty is changed, again, possibly see a lot of manufacturing in India happening. Maybe not the desktop so much, but whether it's a laptop, desktop, tablet, in any case, even today, you take a mobile phone, it's like a computer only.
So one more thing I wanted to know is, like, the Indian assembled PCs, did that match the global trends, or did it stand out, or is it like globally seeing a decline everywhere? Where do
No,
we fare
globally, the
globally?
assembled PCs have gone down, no?
Yeah.
Except this gaming and all. Otherwise, every standard has gone down. Because you just can't compete with these multinationals for two reasons. If you see, the whole PC industry has been dominated by two guys, Intel and Microsoft. Okay. So obviously, sorry, with the volume of Dell, HP, and all, they are able to get a much better price on the processor as well as the operating system. So any new vendor will be finding it very difficult to compete with them worldwide. So today, if you see in the world, there are only five guys: HP, Dell, Lenovo, Asus, and Acer. So worldwide, also these five guys are there, everyone is finished.
So actually, then we have covered a lot of. My final question would be then, one is, how do you look at the last 30, 40 years? Are you nostalgic? Do you look fondly? And when you look at the 10, 15 years, what do you see? Because now only the talk is the devices, any device, and the cloud. Now the talk is just, you're on the cloud, you're on the devices. So if you could just take
Correct.
how you feel in these days.
See, the information is on a tap now. Just like you have got electricity, water on a tap, same thing your devices. Nobody would like to keep now. Why take a headache? Except big companies where security is the issue, the other issues are there, software companies. But normally, small companies will say, why that hell I should take a headache? Why should I keep an IT person, this, that, and all? So every day, new things will keep on coming, changing.
Yeah. So I guess even the enterprises have changed accordingly. I guess the enterprises are
Yeah,
also going towards away from
yeah,
this.
yes, yes. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. In fact, if you see, basically, we were probably one of the first companies in India who has brought latest technology to India. Like we were the first company to bring a laptop into India. We were the first company to bring a local area network into the country. Now, at that point of time, no one thought that your internet will become so great. Nobody could imagine. It has happened. So that's a call. But it's a very rather unfortunate that most of the manufacturers had to go out of business, especially companies like HCL and Wipro and other companies, Those invested quite a lot of money because of the government policies. Of course, it has benefited the consumer, so that's fine.